Favor Chioma Godwill, are you here, please? Hey, God. And alphabetical. Who is Uti? Okay. Uti, no problem, you can start. Miracle.
Today's event is to celebrate the Chevening and the Commonwealth Scholarships that have been awarded this year, and they're incredibly competitive, they're incredibly prestigious, and it's been a great privilege and honour for me as British High Commissioner here in Nigeria to meet an amazing bunch of Nigerians going off to study in the UK, normally postgraduates, in a whole range of disciplines. It's just absolutely inspiring to see such Nigerian talent going to the UK. Well, So I think my main advice or my main hope is I did challenge the scholars to get the best out of their studies, to try and excel and build their knowledge, but I also challenged them to be great ambassadors for Nigeria in the UK, and I encouraged them to get involved in community life in the universities where they're going to. And I suggested that they might want to understand the UK. We have our challenges as well as our opportunities. And one reason why we, as a British government, invest in these scholarships is to build our people-to-people links and to build the two-way exchange of understanding, social, cultural understanding and knowledge. And we've been investing for 40 years in these scholarships. And indeed, I think I'm right in saying that in Nigeria, we have 4,000 alumni now, 2,500 Commonwealth Scholars, 1,500 Chevening Scholars. And I look around and every now and again I bump into someone who's playing a leading role in a key profession or in civil society or the private sector or indeed in government. And they said, oh, I was a scholar once, just as Lola here was a Chevening scholar back in 2000. And a lot of people have gone on to do great things in their chosen area, whether it's in private initiative or in public good or in public service. And so it's quite an inspiring program with a lot of great people that have gone on to do great things. And we have to have a nice, good connection with them, with the UK, because they happen to get an opportunity to spend a year in the UK or doing a PhD in the UK. They've got a connection to our society too.
In a total, what is the number of recipients, receiving this award today? And how do you think this can foster the relationship between the UK government and Nigeria in a medium term?
So on numbers, Chevening particularly is just incredibly competitive. We were delighted to get 14,000 applications this year, and there are only, sadly, 44 places. That number goes up and down occasionally year by year, but it's only 45, 50 places that we're able to offer each year, 14,000 applications. So we really, simply the competitive prestige of these scholarships is something that we think is a huge achievement for the individuals concerned. We try and have about 100 Commonwealth Scholars a year. We've agreed 83 placements this year, but we're hoping to get a few more in the weeks ahead. So it's small numbers each year, but as I said, we now have 4,000 alumni after 40 years of this type of annual competition. And you asked about the medium-term connection. I think our own higher education centres, we get a lot of benefit from receiving international students. It's not just from Nigeria, but from many other places. I think Nigeria and India are the main competitors to get more people into our higher education. And we get a lot of learning from people who are dealing with real challenges, real issues in countries like Nigeria. And indeed, many of the scholars are mid-career. They've already got a lot of experience and learning to bring to their cohorts when they come to British universities. But in the medium term, we really hope that scholars feel they have a connection for life in some way to the UK, to understanding us better. And we expect them to represent the interests of Nigeria and to be striving and aspiring for a better Nigeria. But we hope we can have a good dialogue through the network of scholars. They can tell it how it is. They can tell the British High Commissioner, this is what it's really like, this is what the challenges are really like. And we can only benefit from listening and learning. Thank you.
Actually, I'm really, really excited because this was a great opportunity for me, actually, because It's really comfortative. I think like 2% were being selected each year. So I think it's a really opportunity for me, and I'm really grateful for having this opportunity to go to the United Kingdom and study. And I'm going for infrastructure engineering and management at the prestigious University of Surrey.
What are you looking to get from it?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to. I'll be specializing in bridge engineering. I'll be a specialist in bridge engineering. So, and I intend to come back to Nigeria and impact on the communities when I come back to Nigeria.
And how you feel today?
Okay, I feel so happy. I feel really excited, and Chevening is a full 9 months process, more than 9 months. So if you were pregnant at the time of applying for Chevening, you would have given birth, and your child maybe 1 or 2 months, depending on the time you're taking. Yes, the process is quite tedious. It's quite rigorous. Something that you need to have lots of expectations. You need to have lots of patience. So if you've never learned patience anywhere, I think Chevening is going to teach you patience, because you have to wait for your essays to be reviewed, to get in the interview email, to get in the final outcome, even the visa and CAS. Every single thing is going to teach you a lot of patience. So you need to be very patient. So one of the things that motivated me to apply for Chevening, it's because of the career path I want to take, because of the career path I see myself going into. I'll be pursuing a master's in forensic science and crimes investigation, because I specifically want to contribute to the investigation of rape cases in Nigeria. So I think there's little being done in that field, or little to the effort being done in that field. And I think with the knowledge I'm going to gain in the UK, it's going to help me to come back to help in the investigation of rape cases, and to also bring perpetrators to book. Because when cases are being stalled, when cases are not being taken to court because of little or no evidences, then it keeps on making people bold enough to commit rape, to carry out rape activities on young girls, on older women. And rape definitely does not have any age limits, because you see 80-year-old women getting raped, you see 2-month-old babies getting raped, and it's not a funny incident. It is not something you want to witness.
They have a big opportunity, and they must make use of the opportunity they have. The scholarship changed my life for the better, and they must be good ambassador of this great nation of ours and come back and imbibe what they've learned to the people in this country, because there's no point in learning and keeping it. It's imbibing what they knew, what they understand from the UK in this great nation of ours to make a change.
We understand that a lot of youth are looking for scholarships like this, but on the other side, we have this Japa syndrome on the rise. With a number of scholars going to the UK, what would be your advice in terms of perhaps some of them considering Japa at the end of the session?
They have a right to their own life. I came back, and I have no regret coming back to my country to make a change. That's their own.
A word of advice to these new scholars.
The best opportunity, they need to make use of it and return back to this country to make a change and an impact.